Welcome to this presentation of Benefits 2023, What You Need to Know. My name is Thomason Propson, and I'm one of the benefits specialists here within the Central Office of Human Resources at UW-Madison. This session was recorded on Friday, September 30th, 2022, and all the information I share is up to date as of the date of recording. The structure for today's presentation is following these three parts to benefits enrollment. First, we prepare by considering the insurance plans in which we're enrolled now and learn more about how plans will be changing next year, whether that's plan design or doctors who are part of our networks or the prices we can expect. Then each of us will decide whether or not we need to re-enroll in any new plans, whether we need to re-elect coverage that we are participating in this year that we still want to have for next year, and what changes we should be ready for come our December A and B paychecks when we're prepaying for the month of January's premiums. Then we will act by sharing our decisions with the benefits office by submitting our elections online. You'll go to your self-service portal to make this submission. And the deadline by which you must have submitted is Friday, October 21st at 4:30 p.m. I'm going to give you a quick preview of the end section, the ACT section, because it's so important. We do encourage everyone, so that would mean you, to review their benefits self-service online for 2023. And you'll either review it and see that all is perfect and you'll submit without making any changes, or you may notice something does need to be updated for your benefits for 2023. You'll make that update and then you'll submit so that you ensure you have the proper benefits for next year. When you log into the self-service portal, you'll be asked to run through 5 different sections. One is simply a welcome, noting open enrollment. The other is a video that gives you more information if you're interested in watching it from UW's system. There's an acknowledgement to note that, yes, this is you who has logged into your portal and you are making your decisions. You're going to review and update your own personal contact information. And then you'll move to section 5, which is the annual benefit enrollment elections. Depending upon the type of benefits for which you're eligible, your section 5 might look different than the example on the screen, but it will probably look something like this, where there will be boxes with names of different types of insurance that are participating in the annual enrollment period, and you'll want to review each to consider your current coverage as well as what the system believes your new coverage will be for 2023. And then you'll go in to the review for each benefit if you want to update it or make changes for 2023. So you'll likely begin with the state group health insurance and then move on to supplemental dental and vision. If you were enrolled in individual and family life insurance in 2022, you may see options to make increases to your coverage for 2023. And you'll also have an opportunity to enroll in flexible spending accounts or a health savings account if you're enrolling in the high deductible health plans for 2023. We'll review how to actually act later in the session, but first, let's focus on preparing. You can mark the first preparation box off because you are in fact attending our Benefits 2023 session. So thank you for watching this recorded session. Next on the to-do list is to review your current benefits. To view your current benefits, you'll log into your MyUW portal with your NetID and your password and move to the Benefit Information tab. Don't go to the Enroll Now button quite yet. Instead, mark the bottom row which says Launch Full App to open up the application itself. Once open, the Benefit Information tile shows you a summary of the plans in which you've currently enrolled. It will show the benefits that you hold as of today, and it won't go into a great amount of detail. For example, the screen you see indicates that this person is enrolled in state group health insurance and they have single coverage. It doesn't give them any more detail than that, but at least they understand that there is health insurance in place. However, They've waived supplemental dental and vision insurance in these examples. So review your own benefits to consider what you have this year. Another place you might review your benefits is on your earning statements. So if rather going to the benefit information tile, you go to the payroll information tile and click to open your earning statements. You can see your most recent paychecks and also view how much you have been paying for insurance. To focus on the insurance portion of your earning statements, you'll look kind of towards the bottom of your earning statement in the before and after tax deduction boxes, as well as the employer paid benefits box. The reason you'll look at all three boxes is because you pay some of your benefit premiums before tax, others could be deducted after tax, while still others are actually being paid for by the employer, by the UW. And again, you can see the breakdown of what you contribute and what the employer contributes towards your elections right on your earnings statement. Finally, an incredibly important part of preparing for benefit changes is to review the Wisconsin Department of Employee Trust Funds resources that are available on their website, which is etf.wi.gov. One of the most valuable resources on ETF's website is their decision guide. You see the direct link to the decision guide on this particular slide. The decision guide provides you visual overviews of the insurance plans you're being offered by the state. So that includes health and dental and vision and accident plans, as well as flexible spending account limits for the coming year. And it allows you to view them all, kind of all the options side by side, and compare prices of different options. And because there are so many health options, ETF also offers a very handy video about choosing your health plan design that I would encourage you to review. It's just 5 minutes, and it will give you an overview of the 4 different plan designs and allow you to consider which one might be best for you and your family for the coming year. And with that, let's go straight to the health section. You have many things to consider with health insurance options. You could opt out of health insurance for 2023, which would require you to take action during this annual enrollment period to actually elect the opt-out incentive. That's true even if you had opted out this year in 2022. You'd have to re-elect to also then have it in 2023. Or you might enroll in health insurance for the first time. You might change networks or the family members whom you've chosen to cover on the insurance. You might add or remove preventive uniform dental from your coverage. You might even just be waiving the health insurance. With all the options that you have available to you, it is quite possible you're already enrolled in health insurance with the state and you're pleased with your benefits. So if you do like the coverage you already have in 2022, must you make changes for 2023? Possibly. You may, in fact, need still to take action during this enrollment period and change what the system has in store for you for 2023. So that's especially true if you have a high deductible health plan and you want to continue to have a high deductible health plan for 2023. You must, during this annual enrollment period, go into the portal and re-elect your health savings account, your HSA, for 2023. If you don't do that during the annual enrollment period, you'll be removed from the high deductible health plan and placed back into a more traditional, higher premium, lower deductible enrollment for 2023. The opt-out incentive also, I've mentioned, has to be re-elected on an annual basis if you want to participate and receive the money from the incentive for 2023. And news this year was that WEA Trust is leaving the state's system as a health provider option. So if you were enrolled in a WEA Trust plan, you must take action during this annual enrollment period in order to enroll in a new plan for coverage for 2023. And even if the previous slide didn't touch on any of your specifics for health insurance, you should still review the health coverage you have and consider the doctors and clinics that are important to you, and take a look at the provider network listings on Employee Trust Fund's health plan search page. You don't know whether plan provider coverage is changing unless you check. There can be changes to contracts year by year. So double check that the doctors that you intend to see in 2023 are still part of the network that you have elected. You won't know unless you check. Now, on one slide, we have essentially what is happening with health insurance for the coming year. On the left-hand side, we note what will change as of January 1st. For many of us, health insurance premiums will increase slightly. Some of us might see just $1 extra per biweekly paycheck. Others might see up to $6.50 additional deducted from their biweekly paychecks. But also, big news is the WEA trust plan ending. If you are enrolled in 2022 in any of the WEA trust plans, you must, during this annual enrollment period, either elect a new health plan for 2023, choosing a new group of doctors to be yours for the coming year, or you could apply for the opt-out incentive for 2023, or you could waive the health insurance for 2023. And here's a snapshot from Employee Trust Fund's website, just noting the WEA Trust Health Plans included the Access Plan that provided nationwide coverage in 2022, as well as the State Maintenance Plan, and then the WEA Trust East, WEA Trust West Chippewa Valley, and WEA Trust West Mayo Clinic Health Systems. Each of those plans is ending their coverage the end of December 31st, 2022. Now, there will still be a nationwide access plan offered during 2023. However, because the contract with WEA Trust is ending, it has become a new contract with Dean Health Plan. So if you were to enroll in the access plan for 2023, it would be administered by the Dean Health Plan insurance company. And on Employee Trust Fund's website, they made some suggestions of what other health plan networks you might review if you had been on one of the Wisconsin-based WEA Trust programs. For example, if in 2022 you'd had coverage under WEA Trust East, then they suggest reviewing, if you're looking for Advocate Aurora health providers, reviewing Common Ground, Health Partners Southeast, and Robin with Health Partners as potential networks. Or if it were Marshfield Clinic providers who were important to you, review the GHC of Eau Claire, Greater Wisconsin Network, and the Security Health Plan Network. Again, there are other options available as noted on the screen there, and you'll want to take a look and see which networks, in fact, are best for you for 2023, and then make that choice, elect it, and send it our way during this annual enrollment period. You'll find the review of all the health networks and their contact information and their provider listing pages on Employee Trust Fund's website on their health plan search page. And I have the link here on this slide. Now back to that earlier slide, but focusing this time on what will not change as of January 1st. What won't change is how your insurance works, the deductibles and copays and coinsurance amounts. And also, the Dane County network providers are still being offered as they had this year going into next year. So you'll still, if you are living and working and plan to seek provider care in Dane County, you're likely to be choosing between Dean Health Plan or GHC of South Central Wisconsin or the Courts UW health plan options. But of course, it is up to you which of the networks ultimately you want to elect to be yours for 2023. So take a look at Employee Trust Fund's health plan search website and review the options and ensure that you are enrolled in the plan that will be best for you for the coming year. Also, a quick note for any of you who might be living or planning to seek services just outside of Wisconsin State. Most of our less expensive plans are focused in Wisconsin itself, but there are some programs that extend their providers just over the border into surrounding states. So there may be an IYC health plan network that will offer you in-network coverage options, even if you're in eastern Minnesota or northern Iowa or the UP or northern Illinois. So take a look again at ETF's website for more details if that's something that interests you. Ultimately, if you're enrolling in health insurance with the state of Wisconsin, you're going to decide which of the 4 health plan designs will be yours for 2023, and you'll ensure that you're enrolling in that via the self-service tool. There are 2 Wisconsin-based designs known as the IYC Health Plan and its High Deductible Health Plan option. And for short, I'll just call those the Health Plan and the HDHP. If you're enrolling in the HDHP for 2023, you must also enroll in that plan's matching health savings account. There are then, alternatively, the nationwide designs known as the Access Plan and the Access HDHP. And this offers nationwide coverage, both here in Wisconsin, but also in other states, as well as offering coverage even if you go outside of the network. This is the nationwide design is the version that in 2022 had been administered by WEA Trust, and going into 2023, you'd have to re-elect it if you still want to continue its coverage, because it will now be under Dean. Again, it may be useful for you to review Employee Trust Fund's video about choosing a plan design to brush up on how those 4 different options work and which might be best for you for the coming year. And if you haven't yet used the Benefits Mentor tool on ETF's website, perhaps this is the time to try it out. It allows you to sign up for an account with Benefits Mentor, and then it draws upon aggregate medical information from the state insurance plans from the last year to imagine what your benefit needs might be for the coming year, and can help you work through which of the plan designs will save you money and make you feel most comfortable in 2023. So it's a tool that you can consider if you're interested in running through it. All right, here's the good stuff. These are the monthly premiums for the health insurance plans for employees who are eligible for the regular employer contribution towards their health elections. You'll see the health plan column, which is the Wisconsin-based traditional deductible plan, is the first column there. Towards the top, we first have the Wisconsin Retirement System active employee premiums. And then towards the bottom of the screen, we list the UW grad assistants. That would also include our scholars and fellows and short-term academic staff. So you'll see those 2 different sections for health premiums. We can take a quick peek at the Wisconsin-based plans first. The premiums are increasing slightly, you can see, and so that will be reflected in, again, perhaps another $1 per paycheck or even $6.50 per paycheck if you're enrolling in these plans for 2023. If you are enrolling in one of these Wisconsin-based plans, when you go into your self-service portal, you'll be looking not for these names, health plan or HDHP. What you're going to be looking for is the name of the doctor network that you are choosing to be yours for the coming year. So here in Madison, in Dane County, many of our employees are choosing between Dean or GHC of South Central Wisconsin or the Courts UW Health Networks. But you will choose, of course, the network that's best for you, and make sure that when you make your selection and submit your choices, they reflect the correct network that you want to participate in for the coming year. Also an option is the nationwide network, so the Access Plan and its high deductible version. These premiums are higher than the Wisconsin-based plans because it is a larger program. Again, Dean is offering you coverage across the entire nation, as well as allowing you to go outside of the network if you so choose, and still having some insurance coverage. If you enroll in health insurance for 2023, your elections will begin to pay for January's coverage on your December A and December B paychecks. So your December A check is the check you'll receive on December 15th, and it will have your prepaid amount for the first half of the January premiums that you owe. And then your December B paycheck is the check you're going to receive on December 29th, and it then will prepay for the rest of the January premiums that are owed, and then you will have paid for January's coverage. Then you'll receive a December C paycheck. The first check you receive in January is actually the December C paycheck this year. And there are generally no insurance premium deductions from those C paychecks. We just take them from the A's and the B's, and rarely the C's, only if we'd had to catch you up on premiums that were due. If you are an employee who is not eligible for the regular employer contribution towards health premiums, then you will want to visit Employee Trust Fund's website and view the total premium amounts for health insurance so that you know what to expect for your premiums that will be due for next year. This means that if you're a Wisconsin Retirement System participant who's eligible for the less than half-time rates, you'll be splitting those total premiums 50-50 with the UW. Or if you're an employee who's on an unpaid leave of absence and you've been on that leave for more than 3 months, you begin to pay then the full premium for health insurance until you've returned from leave. So again, you can find those total premiums on ETF's website. I'd mentioned this earlier, but there are no changes to the medical copays, deductibles, coinsurance, or out-of-pocket limits for the health insurances in 2023. Review the health insurance details in Employee Trust Fund's decision guide, as well as on our website. A quick note about the high deductible health plans. Not every employee will be eligible to enroll in the HDHP options. You do need to be a Wisconsin Retirement System participant in order to be eligible. You have to be filing taxes yourself rather than being claimed as a dependent on someone else's taxes. And you cannot have other health coverage unless it is also a high deductible health plan. So being covered on a traditional lower deductible policy through your spouse or partner or parent, or having access to a spouse or parent's health FSA would mean you are not eligible to enroll in the state's high deductible health plan and sign up for its health savings account. Also, you wouldn't want to sign up for the HDHP options if you're working under a J-1 visa, because the high deductible health plans don't meet your visa requirements. Also, through health insurance elections will be prescription coverage still through Navitus, and you can review the Navitus formulary on ETF's website. There will still be co-pays or co-insurance amounts you'll owe when you fill prescriptions at your pharmacy, and you can contact Navitus if you have any questions about your particular prescriptions. If you do enroll in health insurance for 2023, you have the option to choose a health plan and dental as an option. And by electing health and dental, you would be electing your health insurance with its prescription coverage as well as this preventive uniform dental coverage. This adds an extra $4 to $9 a month onto what otherwise would have been your health insurance premium. But it then allows you and your covered family members routine dental evaluations and cleanings, x-rays. Your children can have fluoride treatments. Those are all covered 100%. And if your children need orthodontia care, then they could receive 50% of their bill covered up to $1,500 per child per that child's lifetime. Or perhaps you are not interested in enrolling in health insurance and instead you would like to opt out of health insurance for 2023. In that case, if you are a WRS participant, you could elect the opt-out incentive in your MyUW portal when you go in this fall. And assuming you're approved for the opt-out incentive eligibility, you'll begin to receive a payment in 2023, and over the course of the entire year, you will have been paid $2,000 by this stipend. The default for anyone who had been on the opt-out incentive in 2022 is that the system will have moved them to show they've waived the health insurance for 2023. So the opt-out incentive doesn't automatically carry forward year from year. If you are interested in the opt-out incentive for next year, you need to go into your MyUW portal, review your health insurance section, by which I mean opening it up by clicking on it, and then you'll see the different health insurance enrollment options as well as the health insurance opt-out incentive itself. Don't leave your election on waive if you're interested in being paid for opting out of the insurance. Waiver does not provide you any money. Only the election of the opt-out incentive would allow them to review your eligibility and, if approved, paid for opting out of insurance for the coming year. All right, next up, we have some supplemental insurance plans, starting out with dental and vision insurance. The dental insurance offered to us by the state of Wisconsin is through Delta Dental, and you can reach out to Delta Dental directly via their member services line or by visiting their website. During this annual enrollment period, you could enroll in dental to have it begin for you January 1st of 2023, or you could change which of the dental plans you've been enrolled in. You could add or remove family members, or you could cancel the coverage if you do have it this year and you do not want it as of January 1st. There will not be any change to the supplemental dental premiums going into 2023. So if you are currently enrolled in the dental insurance and you allow that to carry over into 2023, you won't see a change in the premiums being withheld, whether you're in the Select or the Select Plus major dental plans. There is also no change to the coverage being offered through the dental insurance options. You still have either the preventive dental attached to your health insurance, which in that case would be called the uniform dental benefit, or if you've been waiving or opting out of health insurance, you can elect the standalone preventive dental insurance plan. And if you're interested in major dental coverage for crowns and bridges and the like, then it's either the Select or the Select Plus plan, which would be your election options. I've added this slide just to review which of the dental plans you might be eligible to enroll into. It can be a little odd because we do have that uniform dental insurance that is only available if you enroll in the state group health insurance. And to elect that dental insurance, you have to, again, choose your health plan and then choose the version that says "and dental" behind the name of the provider network. If you do that, then you will not also have to enroll in the preventive dental standalone policy because you already have preventive dental attached to your health enrollment. If you are waiving or opting out of the state group health insurance, however, then you could decide whether or not you want to enroll in the standalone preventive dental plan for 2023. And in any case, whether you're enrolling or waiving or opting out of health insurance, you still do have the option to choose either the Select or the Select Plus major dental plans. Now, our vision insurance is also being offered to us through Delta. They're the plan administrator named Delta Vision. And again, you can reach out to them directly through their member services line or via their website. The Vision program allows you to enroll in new coverage to begin January 1st, 2023, or if you're currently enrolled, you could add or remove covered family members from your active policy, or you could cancel coverage if you do have it now in 2023 and you want it to end as of January 1st. If you choose to be enrolled in Vision for 2023, the good news is there is no change to the supplemental vision premiums for next year compared to what they were in 2022. When using your vision insurance, you'll want to visit the Insight Network overview of providers, whether that's by calling their member services line or by reviewing their website, and find an in-network eye doctor to get the best use out of your insurance. And by the best use of your insurance, I mean that there are certain benefits offered to you if you visit those in-network providers, such as on the screen, you can see there would be a yearly routine exam copay of $15 per person if you're visiting your in-network eye provider, compared to if you were visiting an out-of-network provider and then seeking to be reimbursed for services that you incurred with them. The program in that case would reimburse you up to $45 per person for that routine eye exam. And it may have been then more expense out of your own pocket for what could have been a $15 office visit copay if you had gone in network instead. The vision coverage is not changing from this year going into next year. You could still receive a basic pair of glasses for a $25 copay. They allow frames every other year, lenses every year. And you have the choice in lenses of either adding them to your spectacles or electing contact lenses. If you do elect contact lenses, then they provide you up to $150 towards the purchase of those lenses. Another plan opportunity during the annual enrollment period is the accident plan with Securian. If you're enrolled in the accident plan and then have an accident befall you and either you're concussed or something is dislocated, you need an x-ray, you needed to go to the emergency room, you could then submit a claim to the insurance company because that accident happened to you or your covered family members. And then the plan would pay you for having had that unfortunate thing happen to you and submitting your claim. Each type of accident might have a different payment that they would owe to you. And there's also an accidental death and dismemberment benefit that could pay up to $100,000 to your beneficiaries if you were to die in an accident. New to the accident plan coverage beginning January 1st is that they will begin to pay higher amounts for most types of eligible claims. They'll also pay out for certain surgical anesthesia benefits, joint replacement, and home and vehicle modifications. So they are increasing the amount of coverage that is included as part of the program. And even though Securian is adding additional coverage to the accident plan, they are not increasing the premiums. So the premiums going into 2023 are the same as they have been in 2022. Keep in mind that if you're enrolled in the accident plan and you incur an accident, you need to file your own claims directly with Securian. You'd reach out to them via their website or via their member services line. And you want to do so quickly after the accident so that you are eligible for the payment which they may owe to you. There's a deadline generally, which can differ depending upon the type of accident that occurred, but there is a deadline by which you have to submit your claim in order for them to pay you. And you can reach out to Securian directly at their Madison office using their phone number or by shooting them an email. All right, we also then have pre-tax accounts as one of those kind of annual evaluations. Do you want it or do you not for 2023? The pre-tax accounts are administered through Optum Financial, and you can reach out directly to Optum via their member services line or via their contact information on the website. The pre-tax accounts are the types of accounts that you need to re-elect on an annual basis if you continue to want to participate in them in the next year. So the health savings account, for example, is required if you're enrolling in the high deductible health plan with the state of Wisconsin. And so you must re-elect the HSA on an annual basis if you want to continue to be covered by the high deductible health plan or the Access HDHP coverage. Also, the limited purpose flexible spending account is an optional election if you're enrolling in the high deductible health plans. So you would consider whether or not you want the LPFSA for 2023. And then the healthcare flexible spending accounts and the dependent daycare flexible spending accounts also require a new enrollment during this fall eligibility period if you want to participate in them for 2023. Just a quick slide showing visually that yes, if you choose the high deductible health plan or the Access high deductible health plan for 2023, you must open or reopen the health savings account. It's not something that automatically continues on in our system. You need to go into the MyUW portal and re-elect the matching HSA for your health election to ensure that you stay with the health design that you want for next year. And for our employees who do enroll in the high deductible health plan and open the health savings account to coordinate, if you're eligible for the regular employee share towards health insurance, then over the course of 2023, the UW will contribute as much as $750 into your HSA if you were on a single high deductible health plan, or $1,500 if you were on the family high deductible health plan. If you were instead eligible for the less than half-time rates for health insurance, the UW contributes half as much as their employer contribution into your health savings account. And then in either case, you as the employee who owns your health savings account can contribute your own money if you'd like to into your HSA up to federal maximums. You also then consider the flexible spending accounts for 2023. These FSAs allow you to send money that would otherwise have been taxed and paid out to you on a paycheck. Rather than having you pay taxes on that money that you've earned, you could elect to send money into your flexible spending account during 2023. And that money being sent to your FSA is then not taxed and is all sitting in the account waiting for you as you make your contributions to spend it on eligible expenses. There is the health, also known as the medical FSA, through which you could run doctor's office copay expenses or lab work, surgical bills, even over-the-counter items such as bandages and sunscreen. And for 2023, you could elect as much as $2,850 of your income to go into the health FSA. The limited purpose FSA also allows $2,850. This program election would be only available if you're covered by the state's high deductible health plan or the Access HDHP. And then it would be for use of dental and vision expenses. If you didn't want to use your health savings account for those, you could sign up for a limited purpose FSA and run those expenses through the program pre-tax. For the dependent daycare FSA, you could elect as much as $5,000 per household to contribute money for reimbursement for your child's daycare center costs, your babysitter, the au pair, or even your tax-dependent elder's care if you're paying someone to watch them while you're at work or looking for work. There are additional resources on all of the FSA eligible expenses on the Optum Financial website. New for the 2023 election year is the minimum requirement for flexible spending accounts. If you are going to be enrolling in the health or the limited purpose FSAs, you must elect at least $50 for the year, if not more. If you are enrolling in the health or the limited purpose FSAs for 2023, those accounts are pre-funded. They are full of the election amount that you chose during this annual enrollment period as of January 1st. And you can use your FSA debit card at your pharmacy or doctor's office towards the eligible health and limited purpose expenses that you incur. The dependent daycare account is slightly different. I'd mentioned this earlier. You contribute money into the dependent daycare account, and then you have a balance from which you could draw, usually as a reimbursement to you for having paid your dependents' daycare expenses. The FSA deductions in 2023 will be coming from the A and the B paychecks, beginning with the January A check, which is actually the second check paid to you in January. You'll receive it on January 26th. So that's when your FSA deductions from your checks will begin for 2023. And if you're enrolled in the flexible spending accounts, you'll register online as a user for the Optum website and/or download their smartphone app. And this way you can submit claims and proof of eligible expenses and indicate how you want your reimbursements provided to you all online or via your phone. If you're new to flexible spending accounts, some things that you should consider include the purpose behind flexible spending accounts. They're meant to reduce your tax liability for the year, potentially moving you to a lower tax bracket and allowing you more kind of money in your pocket that you were going to spend on eligible expenses. You must incur the eligible expenses between January 1st and December 31st, 2023 in order to use your 2023 FSA. The deadline by which you have to incur expenses could be sooner if your employment ends. And then you must be able to substantiate all of your claims, by which I mean you need to be able to prove to Optum, if they ask, that the purchase that you made is an eligible expense. It's qualified under the IRS requirements to be run through your flexible spending account. If you can't substantiate your claim, then it will be denied. And if you'd already used your debit card to pay for that purchase, then you must repay Optum directly. Flexible spending accounts are use it or lose it plans. So if you don't spend all of your 2023 FSA election in 2023, there may be money that's allowed to be rolled over into 2024, assuming we're talking about a health or a limited purpose FSA, and you're continuing as a benefits eligible employee into 2024, and you have at least $50 in your account or have re-enrolled in the FSA for 2023. Now, you cannot roll any money over from your dependent daycare FSA. That is truly a use it or lose it plan on an annual basis. More information about these pre-tax accounts on Optum Financial's website and through their member services line and email address. You can also learn more about these types of accounts in IRS Publication 969. I also want to mention quickly the available pre-tax parking and transit accounts. These accounts can be elected during the annual enrollment period, but they could also be enrolled in at any time of year for an effective date of the next month. So if you enroll in them now, you could have coverage begin January 1st if you'd like, or if you enrolled in January, you could have this coverage begin February 1st. The money for the parking and transit pre-tax accounts are available as you make your deposits from your paychecks. They have a minimum election of $50 or as much as $280 per month. That would be the maximum that you could contribute pre-tax into these accounts. Now, many of us working on the Madison campus don't need to elect the pre-tax parking and transit accounts because we already pay for our parking through transportation through our paychecks pre-tax. However, if that does not describe your situation and you are paying for parking at work in some post-tax way or paying for transit, such as a ferry or a carpool post-tax, then consider electing the pre-tax parking and transit accounts to save yourself some money on taxes. All right, we'll wrap up our presentation by mentioning other benefits that are often discussed during this enrollment period. If you are already enrolled in the individual and family group life insurance, so you're a current participant in 2022, then you will see in your portal when you visit it that you have an opportunity to increase the value of your life insurance. If you have the coverage on yourself, you could increase it. If you already have the coverage on your spouse or domestic partner, you could increase it up to matching your own coverage. If you already have the coverage on your children, you could increase its value, again, up to as much as your own coverage. If you do have the individual and family life insurance, but you do not want as much as you have, you want to decrease or even cancel your coverage, you do not do that via the self-service. Instead, you would submit a paper application to note the decrease or the cancellation. We need official documents from you to decrease or cancel this life insurance. So do not try to do that via self-service. You also have an opportunity to enroll in or increase or decrease your accidental death and dismemberment coverage. You can do so at any time of year, but this is a time of year in which you can do so. So consider whether or not you want this plan through the UW Zurich. For those who are watching who are part of the Wisconsin retirement system, the amount that you will have withheld from your checks pre-tax and contributed into the Wisconsin retirement system and then matched by the employer is going to increase going into 2023. So while this year we were contributing 6.5% of our income, next year we'll begin to contribute 6.8%. So just a slight increase. And it will affect the first check that we receive in January. So that will be our December C paycheck that will be paid on January 12th. For our faculty, academic staff, or limited appointees who will be earning at least $2,952 a month in 2023, you could expect to be automatically enrolled into the University Insurance Association, or UIA, life insurance. The annual deduction amount is $38.40, and it would be for any of you who are going to be enrolled into this policy, it will be deducted from your January A paycheck, which is the check dated January 26th. Now, this is not a program that you either enroll into or waive out of. You either are eligible and thus you will be enrolled, or you're not eligible and then you won't be enrolled. So watch your January A paycheck for that deduction of $38.40. If it is withheld, then you have been enrolled for 2023 into the UIA life insurance. And with all this talk about life insurance, if you recognize that you do not have as much life insurance or disability insurance offered by the state as you wished you did, you can apply for life insurance, whether it's the state group life insurance, the UW's individual and family life, the UW's Employees Inc. life, or the state's income continuation insurance. You could apply for those at any time of year through evidence of insurability. This is a type of medical underwriting, and you would complete an application, send it to the insurance company so their underwriters can review it, and then they either will approve your EOI application and let you know that you're now going to be enrolled in it going forward, or they will deny your application based on your medical history, and then they will alert you that they have denied your application. All of the EOI forms can be found on our website, hr.wisc.edu/benefits. And again, this is not an annual enrollment period type of thing. It is just something that we would share with you in case you were thinking, hey, I wish I had more life insurance. You can apply for it. It's just not guaranteed that you'll be approved. You have to go through evidence of insurability. All right, it's time to make decisions. Consider your health insurance needs for 2023. If you decide to opt out of the health insurance, that requires action on your part during this time of year to apply for the stipend so you can begin to receive the money in 2023. If you're wishing to enroll in the state group health insurance, then double check that the plan design and the provider network that you wish to be enrolled in is set up correctly in the system. If you're going to be enrolled in a high deductible health plan design for 2023, you must go into the portal and re-elect or elect the health savings account to match your health election for 2023. Even if your HSA election is for $0 of your own money, you still need to go in and confirm that yes, you will have the health savings account so that the UW can contribute their share to your account. And as part of your health election, you either are choosing kind of the plain health insurance with no dental, or you're choosing your health plan and dental, which would then attach the uniform preventive dental program to your health election. If you've chosen not to enroll in health for next year, you have the option to elect a standalone preventive dental, and you have the options to enroll in major dental insurance, vision, accident insurance, and flexible spending accounts. You might enroll in the accidental death and dismemberment policy. And if you're already enrolled in the individual and family life insurance for 2022, you'll see in your portal an opportunity to increase its value going into 2023. Otherwise, if you're not enrolled in individual and family life or the state group life insurance, UW Employees Inc. life insurance, or the state's ICI disability program, know that while they're not participating in the open enrollment at this time of year, you could at any time of year submit an evidence of insurability application and attempt to get into those programs. All right, let's wrap up our presentation by talking about how you take action. First off, you're going to go into your MyUW self-service portal and choose the elections that are being offered to you from the 2023 open enrollment options. To do this, you go and log into your MyUW portal using your net ID and your password. If you don't know your net ID or your password, talk to your supervisor or your local HR. Then look for your benefit information tab and click the middle of the box that says Enroll Now. That will take you into the MyUW portal for this annual enrollment period. If you'd like to familiarize yourself with how the self-service programs work, the UW Service Center does have a nice little video about the self-service tool that you could watch before you attempt it yourself. And the UW Service Center also offers a quick start guide about how to use self-service if you're looking for some written documentation. Keep in mind that going to your self-service portal and reviewing the setup for 2023 is something that we're asking everyone to do. You want to ensure that what is set up to be in place for you come January 1st is what you want it to be. So you might end up submitting without making any changes because everything looks exactly as it should, or you might need to update some of the items, such as if you want the opt-out incentive for next year, you'll have to elect that before you submit. Or if you are enrolled in WEA Trust this year, then you have to go into the portal to choose a new health plan option so that you do have coverage starting January 1st. And again, other updates. So take a look at what the system has listed for you before you submit. I'd shown this screenshot earlier in the session, but just a reminder that there will be 5 parts to the self-service portal. Just an introduction, a video if you want to watch it, acknowledgement that this is you and you are making your choices. You know that you are for 2023. You'll review your contact information and whether or not you have other coverage that you'll have at the same time as the state's coverage in 2023. And then you'll actually make the selections that you want to be in place for 2023. And when I say that you'll make the selections for what you want for 2023, you're going to see the grouping of boxes for the plans that are participating in the open enrollment period. And you'll review the current coverage that you have listed, as well as the new coverage that is anticipated to start January 1st. And you'll go in to review that information and ensure that everything is set up, that the dependents you want to have coverage are listed properly, that the network of doctors that you've chosen is the correct group for the coming year, that if you wanted to add uniform dental onto your health insurance, that you've chosen the health plan with the dental option attached, etc. So be sure to review, and then you'll be ready to submit. And you'll make your submission by 4:30 p.m. on Friday, October 21st. We must receive all those electronic submissions and confirmations by that date so that we have received everything and we can take action on it for you to put it in place for January 1st. The deadline by which we have to receive your information for 2023 is in place whether or not self-service worked for you. So keep in mind that if you find out you have to submit a paper application, then your HR contact must receive that form from you by 4:30 p.m. on Friday, October 21st. Again, ideally, everyone will be doing their checks and reviews and submissions online. When you're reviewing your self-service portal, there are a few errors to watch out for. So if you can avoid these, it will make your process run much more smoothly. The first is if you're enrolling in the health opt-out incentive, you want to be sure that you're adding no dependents to your health plan. If you're enrolling in the health insurance opt-out incentive, you should have 0 dependents showing under health insurance because you are not enrolling family in the insurance, you're just electing the opt-out incentive yourself. So be sure that it shows that there are 0 dependents for your opt-out election. And the opt-out election truly is an election. You had to take action, and when you receive your confirmation statement, it's going to say that you do have state group health insurance opt-out incentive. It will note that you have single coverage. That's just how the documentation shows that you have elected the opt-out incentive. So you'll want to watch for that on your confirmation statement to show that you have successfully chosen the opt-out incentive for next year, if that was your choice. Another common item that could cause trouble is mixing up the preventive dental enrollments. So there is the health election to which you can add preventive dental. So you'll choose health insurance and dental if you want health and preventive dental together. Or if you are waiving or opting out of the health insurance, you will be able to go into the preventive dental box and elect the standalone preventive dental if you want it. But expect that box generally to be grayed out if you'd already elected the health and dental option. You don't need to elect preventive dental again because you already did so if you chose that and dental option with your health enrollment. And then very, very important is to ensure that you have all of your spouse and dependent information ready in front of you before you go into the portal and begin to add your dependent details. You need their full legal names, their dates of birth, their legal sex, and the Social Security numbers for them. Or if they don't have a U.S. Social Security number, you must complete and submit an affidavit for insurance purposes for those family members. So be certain to have all of this and key it in very carefully so that there is no mismatch error report that would kick out the election. Your final step in this process will be to review your confirmation statement to make sure that everything looks good. It will be a day or possibly 2 days after you've submitted your elections for the annual benefit enrollment period online that you'll receive an email from the UW System Human Resources Office letting you know that your benefit enrollment confirmation statement is ready. That should prompt you then to go back to your MyUW portal, log in with your ID and password, go to the benefit information tab and open it up. Now, the default is that it will show you your summary of the benefits you have as of that very day that you're viewing things, but you want to see what you elected for 2023 to make sure that it's correct. So you'll click over onto the benefit enrollment confirmation statements and open up the 2023 election overview and ensure that everything is correct. Let us know if it's not, but this is an important part for you to review. Noting that the UW system and the Department of Employee Trust Funds comply with applicable federal civil rights laws and do not discriminate based on race, color, national origin, age, disability, or gender. And that's our presentation. That is Benefits 2023, What You Need to Know. So for additional information or copies of these slides, you could head over to our website, benefits.wisc.edu/2023. If you have any questions about the online enrollment process itself, then you can email us at ebenefits, short for electronic benefits, so ebenefits@ohr.wisc.edu. Or if it's a more general benefits question, you can reach out to your local HR or to my office at benefits@ohr.wisc.edu. Have a successful annual benefit enrollment period. Remember that deadline, nothing later than 4:30 p.m. Friday, October 21st. Take care, everyone.